Thank you so much for staying tuned, still in the spirit of the Easter celebration. Like what I said in course of opening the show, yeah, the raining season is here with us. How does it affect socio-economic development, even in communities? I've heard about gullies, I've seen some, I've heard about erosion, I've experienced some. But this time around, with the warning by NEMNET, they're saying, look, the rain this year will be massive. They've given serious warning to those living in coastal areas to stay clear for a while till the rain subside. Yeah? I was thinking that this like, just plain matter until I took a stroll to one community or to Fure community. Yes, I was like, wow, is this really happening here? You see the clip shortly, as in the gully was like, is it 3, 4, 5, 6, or even 10 times my height, and you get to see the devastation being caused by this gully. How did all this happen? Was it a one-day thing? What about the erosion? What about river overstepping their bounds? How can all this be checked? Right? With me here in the studio, I have an engineer and of course a pastor, Robert Kenneth. Welcome to This Morning on ITV's on this edition. I appreciate your coming.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so very close to him. He is Adolo Esiche. I hope I've got them correctly. A political analyst, between their opinions, I've got thoughts on this particular thing. I believe that you focus on me, okay? Just focus on me. All right. I will start off with you. There's a strong warning by the Meteorological Agency in Nigeria that the rainfall this year will be greater than that of last year, to be so massive, and warnings have been given. They've even advised people living in coastal region to relocate. I mean, what do you feel about this warning?
Okay, it's okay that the warning is coming up quite very early now, before the rain starts really, although the rain has started already.
Yeah.
But asking people to relocate. So that's where it's not really that okay with me as a person, as an engineer. This is their home, this is their habitat, this is where they've always known. They can't just relocate to here. So I believe that if they are warning, government is giving warning, they should make provision for something.
They should make provision?
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow.
So, and secondly, they also need to understand some of these erosions or flood are not just natural. Some are made.
Man-made.
They are man-made. So they are not just natural. If you were to be natural, they could, okay, why were you here? You should have, but you can't ask people to relocate. There must be a way out. There must be a solution. That's why we have a system. That's why we have governors. That's why we have engineers, and it can be fixed.
Oh, all right. Now, over now to you, Adolo. You heard me said provisions should be made. It's not enough for them to relocate to where the source of livelihood, their whole life in a particular area or region. What do you feel about this warning, and how should people react to this?
Going by what the engineer has said, relocating to where? Are you saying, has the government made any alternative provision for people to relocate? Considering the environment we find ourselves, and you provide everything yourself, where are we relocating to? You just have to make do with what you have.
Make do with what you have. All right. Well, you heard me said make do with what you have. Well, I went around town trying to figure out, how to really give depiction, description of this warning by NEMNET, and of course, disaster being caused by rainfall occasioned by gully. And of course, I went to Fure community, and what I saw there, I don't know, PD, I think she started rolling this clip, because I was like, this like an adventure. It was like a nightmarish situation. I mean, if you take a look at it, generally speaking, you come from that community, right? You live from that community, you live there, you reside there. How did it get so worse? I mean, was it a one-day thing? Was it a yearly thing, or you just came and you met it there?
It wasn't like this. Tofure was a very, like the name entails, Tofure, that is very peaceful land. And it was a flight, it was very good. It wasn't like this at all. I don't think People like us will build our houses there or try to get properties. They won't know that it's like this. It's all of a sudden, after some couple of years, some years back, it just started.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like that at all. All of a sudden, it became life-threatening. All of a sudden, it has become a thing that nobody, people that comes around, they wonder, how do you guys live here? See, it wasn't like this before. All of a sudden, we just, after some couple of years, some time, some rains upon rains, and it's as if we are now on the receiving end. So,
because I also checked on the Igoza community. The governor did a wonderful job in collaboration with the World Bank. Wonderful, because it's like almost like that community. And I went also to Adolo. Then it was raining. The flood there. The government was trying to do something about it. Right now we have this strong warning from NEMNET. How does it affect you as an individual?
We don't sleep anymore. The place is becoming something else. This flood just started about 4 or 5 years ago. About 5 or 6 years ago, to be precise. And I think so many diversions of water is now coming to Otofure. After the construction in Igosa, we started seeing a lot of flood in Otofure. Then there is another construction after Oluku. It's planned from Oluku to the express, Akure Road. The volume of water coming from these two houses into Otofure is, massive. And it's really affecting us. If care is not taken, by the end of this rainy season, I am afraid about 2 or 3 buildings will cave in into this flood, into this gully.
Okay, now, apart from that, because right now we're talking about Edo State, talking about Benin. Now that was where I entered, as in the gully is like, massive, 3 to up close to 10 times my height. Now this is not only the community having this kind of situation. Around Benin City also, you get to hear people complaining, because this time around people have been talking more about what they will encounter in course of the raining season. Okay, I mean, take it up from there. But relocation, I mean, talk about relocating. Is that not an option, rather than you people that are experiencing this kind of a situation remaining in that particular community?
Okay, relocation is not the solution. Wherever you're going to relocate to, if you still have the same challenge of water flooding, this will still happen. Yeah. It affects us. Let me just throw more light on, you asked the question, how does it affect us?
Yes.
We don't sleep, like you said. If rain falls like this, you are afraid to go home. Most of us don't drive to our compound. There is no road to get to the compound because the flood has taken over. We can't drive to our compound. It has affected us socially, economically, security, and otherwise that affected the entire community. Look at the other time, a neighbor almost lost his child to the erosion. Because once people are coming from market, they see that there's rain, they are stuck on the road, because if you carry a load and you're passing through that road, sorry, if that water takes you, you are gone. Or we have lost properties. Do you know that because of this flood, so many houses have been abandoned? People have to leave the house. Even it affects us to the extent that Otofure, we don't have light. We don't have light at all. The flood affected, it would carry some poles and all of those stuff. We don't have light. Since this year, we can't say, for quite some years, we can't say we don't have light. So we are suffering flood, suffering for water, suffering from electricity, the same community. People that are farming there, some of those business, and they are all flooded. Agriculture there, people that used to farm there a little bit, is gone. So it affects us a lot, socially, economically, even our source of livelihood. It affected everything. So we are really suffering. There's a lot going on there that demands.
Oh, right, because right now we're taking a look at the hinterlands, not only the urban area. We're talking about the rural area, what they're really going through. And this is just the beginning of the raining season. You talked about man-made. I mean, is this natural? Was it man-made? Because I would want to start pointing, accusing fingers on anyone. How do you think that this could be checked?
Is if what was done in Igosa, though it has not degenerated to that level of Igosa, if the government can come in and help to do gutter to start with, very strong gutter, I think it can be checked. It can be checked. I believe that when the government come in, they think well, sometimes we wrote to the government. We wrote to the government during the Governor Obaseki's first tenure. We wrote to him and we got a reply from him too. We have the letters. We have visited ITV before, and the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Environment and Sustainability, has also said that he was sending teams of engineers. They do. They sent teams of engineers twice. They just came to measure. That's all we heard about them.
All right, because I believe that the governor is a man of his word, apart from him fixing roads right now, because take a look at 19th Street, BDPA, that was like, you know, a nightmare, but able to do it, I believe it's going to be a gradual process, and we're sure that it's going to get to your turn. But right now, how are you guys coping? About that to Tofure community, I went to other communities really, as in just to assess Gully. Someone saying, man, even the one too at a watchable where 2 kids were found dead, we took it on our news because this is just the beginning of the raining season. We don't want it to get to that particular extent. How are you faring when it's rained? How do you cope?
Okay. Just like I said before, once it starts raining, everybody's heart is in his mouth. That's just the truth. We are all scared. We begin to call our kids, call our home. Is everything okay? I remember one time the flood came and took some houses, took our fence. And so once it starts raining, we just try to see what we can do to manage. We know that we have a very good governor, trust me. That's the confidence that we have, that's why we are here. We know that he's a man of integrity and he's a hard-working person. So that's why we are here. So we just have to manage and cope, trusting that someday our voice will be heard. So we just try to cope. Why some that could not cope, some had to relocate, that's the truth. Some had to leave their houses. The other time we discovered that some hoodlums came and burgled a particular house because they relocated because they could not stand the floor. They could not cross into they can't even enter their house. So few are just trying just to cope. If you can't park if you can't drive into your compound, you have to park at the junction. So we are just trying to survive as Nigerians, which is hopefully that things will get better.
Things will get better. All right, what advice do you have right now for people going through this particular scene? That take a look at it close to a house is almost going down. For what the teacher said, he said good drainage system will suffice. We talk about channeling of water from one particular point to the other. This is just the onset of this. Now, paint a picture when we are in the heart of the rainy season. What do you think will happen?
Heart of rains. Our children can go to school, the rain fall early in the morning. There was a situation where I was in a car with my children going to school. I have to call the school that we could not leave. If you see the picture, it covered even to my bonnet of the car. Going by this, I just hope and pray that before the end of this rainy season, and we were even told that the rains this year will be massive. We just hope that the listening governor will come to the people's aid.
All right, thank you. And of course, engineer.
Okay.
Drainage do a lot of good in this situation and other situation around the those states. Would it do some good, some palliative at least, with good drainage?
Of course it will. It will do a lot of palliative. We've even tried to do some palliative, but it was beyond our capacity. But I think once the system, the government, the relevant authority comes in, to be good. But we just advise everybody, please, let's try and be safe. And if you see that it's threatening to an extent, so we will even try to communicate to everyone in our community that please, the rain they say is going to be much this year. We just have to do whatever we have to do. If we have to go and live somewhere else, we have to. Trusting that someday it will be a history.
All right, you saw the videos. I just couldn't shake it off. I was expecting Frank and Element to really come through more light on this, but due to one or two things, he couldn't make it to the studio. But this is just the onset of the rainy season. Take a look at how deep that gully is. It's ravaging gradually but surely communities, and this is not the only one we're having in Edo State. Others also, they have similar situation. I mean, take a look at the depth. Now, do the maths. When the rain intensifies, do you think this will be the only destruction you will see, or it will go beyond this? I know that the listening governor, he's working. We can say governor is really, really working. Yes, jokes apart, he's really, really working. And I believe that Otofure, Wotubo, all these communities that are having this situation will be answered, because the rain, seriously, according to NEMNET, is going to be massive. It's going to be massive. My heart goes to the community. Yeah, Tofure, Wotubo, Insider, Dolo, you just name it. Many of them, they have the situation, but this one took me. I just couldn't bear it. I was like, what? People still live in this area? I had to take that risk to enter the gully. You saw the picture. I was there. I was like, no. Something needs to be done. Needs to be done about this. Yes, you're working on it. Quick, faster, please, because lives have been affected. So, gentlemen, thank you. Thank you so much. When the rain commences proper, I might just risk it to just come see what's really happening. But again, I have the footage of what the water is really doing. Maybe, just maybe, that may just touch a nerve or two in relevant quarters to provide succor immediately. Straight in time, they say save 9. So please, something should be done about it. Thank you, and of course, happy Easter. Okay, when it's raining, be very, very careful. Be very, very careful, all right? Be careful. This is TMI. So this edition, we'll be right back for some more talks. Don't go away.